Hey everyone, welcome back to Conejo Valley Visionaries, the podcast where we highlight the people and stories behind some of your favorite Conejo Valley businesses and creatives. I'm your host, Cristina Denstead. Today's episode is with artist, muralist, and studio owner, Mouse Rawk. Mouse grew up right here in Thousand Oaks and has built an incredible career following his passion for art. From graffiti and large-scale murals to designing the art you find on your 507 coffee cups. Mouse invited me into his new studio space in Newbury Park for this interview. If you're listening on Spotify or YouTube, I definitely recommend checking out the video version because the space itself is so inspiring and full of personality. What I appreciated most about this conversation was how honest Mouse was. We talk about imposter syndrome, the realities of being an artist, what it's like to try to build a creative career here in the Conejo Valley, and his bigger vision for helping grow the local art scene through his new studio space. So with that, I hope you enjoy my conversation with artist Mouse Rawk. If you enjoy this episode and find value in the podcast, please leave us a 5-star review and rating. This helps more people find the podcast, and therefore each story can reach more folks in the Conejo Valley. Mouse Rawk, welcome to Conejo Valley Visionaries.
Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming us into your brand new art studio here in Newbury Park. Maybe we'll start there. When did you guys open, and how does it feel?
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you being here. This is our studio. I share the space with my friend and business partner, Dan P. Shear. The name of the studio is called Outline Studios. And we opened March 1st. So we've just been here getting everything ready and set up.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
When you started out as an artist, did you always imagine you would end up with a studio space? Is that a goal?
Yes, absolutely. So this is something I've dreamt of for a long time. Ever since I got into art and painting, I've always wanted to have a space like this, something that has a gallery space, something I can create work in. Definitely this has been like a long-term goal to get to this level and to this point. So I'm proud of the progress in the space for sure. And
is it open to the public, or is it really just like a workspace for you and Dan?
It will be open to the public. Right now it's more of like a private studio, but we're going to do art shows and workshops and community-driven projects. So there's it's going to be like a multifunctional space.
Okay, more to come.
Yes.
So when you were a kid, I know you grew up a lot of your life out here in Thousand Oaks. What did you think you would be?
Gosh, I mean, growing up, I played a lot of basketball. So early on, I was like, I'm going to be in the NBA, but that didn't pan out. And I didn't really know what I wanted to be growing up. And then around high school is when I really got into art and music, hip hop, the graffiti culture. And that's when things started to shift more. My interest in art really started to pick up. But early on, I would have to say basketball player.
Athlete, yeah.
Yeah, and then, like I said, when that didn't pan out, I really wanted to be an artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have any art influences in your family?
Yes. Both my parents are artists. My dad was a painter. He's an architect. So there was that from that side. And then my mom did watercolors and collages. She was a huge advocate for the arts. Both my parents, and my sister was into design. So my whole family is like pretty artsy.
Creative.
Yeah, we come from creatives, yeah.
So did you have pressure to go down that route, or were they open to?
No, not at all. They didn't pressure me at all. I fell into it on my own for sure, but they definitely supported it. But I didn't feel really like a lot of pressure to go into it. It just happened organically for me. Yeah.
So hip hop was an inspiration.
Big time.
Was graffiti sort of on the up and up when you got inspired by that? The language was there, but
sure. Yeah, I mean they kind of they're in the same subculture.
Yeah.
And so it'd be 99, so late 90s, early 2000s. There was a strong scene, but yeah, it was definitely alive and well when I got into it, for sure. Yeah.
And did you, in Thousand Oaks, were you seeing graffiti, or was this something that was...
No.
Okay. Short answer is no.
Very limited scene here, especially at that time. It's grown over the years, but everything's in LA. That's where I'd see most of the, influence, and a lot of the work was Los Angeles. But some in this area, but not much. Yeah.
What about graffiti drew you to it?
I like that it was something that you could do on your own independently. You didn't have to be on a team. I was used to, I wanted to play basketball when I was early, and it was so team-driven sports. But I liked like skateboarding and, just the freedom to do something on your own time, in your own way, in a unique fashion, just always interested me. And the whole culture has just always been intriguing to me as a whole facet. Yeah.
What is the first step that somebody does when they want to go into graffiti? Do you have to go find a blank space to do it, or?
No comment.
Yeah, right. Okay. I mean, the tagging is different than graffiti, is different than murals.
Yes, yeah, they're all different. I would suggest someone get what's called a black book, which is like a drawing book, and start with like pencils and markers and really fine tune the craft before you do anything with spray paint. That way you can kind of sharpen your skills before you go to a wall. A lot of people make the mistake, or not a lot of people, but some people make the mistake of grabbing a can first and then, figuring it out on the wall, which is one way to do it. But I think the best approach is to do your homework, study the culture, draw a lot, and then work on your letters or whatever you want to do, and then go do your thing.
Interesting. So is that how, because I feel like you have a very unique style. Has that been sort of foundationally, even as a kid, kind of your look and feel, or has that evolved over time?
Yeah, I feel like I've always kind of had a unique approach to painting and art, like an unconventional, independently taught process. So I always kind of went against the grain, I'd say, or just kind of wanted to do it my own way. Okay. So that was like.
And what is that? How does that look? Like less lettering, or was that, what does that mean in terms of what your art looks like?
Yeah, so I do a lot of shape-driven paintings, more just pure abstract work. I do letters as well, but I predominantly do more freestyle approach. I don't plan a lot of my paintings. Like sometimes I'll choose colors before, but that's pretty much the extent of it. So I go into my approach to it is very like run-of-the-mill, like no plan, essentially. But then I figure it out as I go. Okay. It's kind of like my method.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you're in high school, you get inspired by graffiti. Yep. Do you then immediately, try to go out and be an artist, or what was the path from there?
I mean, when I was in elementary school, I would draw all the time. I have a lot of drawings from when I was a kid. So it started with drawing, and cartoons really interested me. And then from there was like acrylic painting and canvas work, and then graffiti. So it just kind of evolved through time. Yeah.
Did you go to college and study art?
I did go to college briefly. Okay. I wouldn't say I went to college. Okay. I don't think I would say that. But yeah, I mean, I did try to go take a couple art classes locally at Moore Park, and then in San Diego I took one class, but it didn't last. Yeah. It wasn't for me. I'm not a traditional learner. Right. And so, but I'm glad I did it because I learned kind of what wasn't for me, so to speak. So it was a good like trial and error process. Okay. Yeah.
When you were first stepping out into going into the art world, was a mural your first art form?
No, canvases. I definitely painted a lot of canvases and did a lot of drawing. And then soon after that, I got opportunities to do some large scale stuff. And that's when it really clicked for me. I'm like, this is where it's at. Okay, the large scale. Yeah, the bigger the better, especially with spray paint. It's like hard to, if you're working in a small scale with spray paint, it's kind of tricky. But the bigger the wall, the better. You can do more. You have more flexibility with certain things. There's more options when the wall's bigger, I'd say, and it's more impactful. So. Do
you remember one of those first projects?
Yeah.
Which one? Call out.
Gosh, so I did one for a friend's. I've done a couple. There's a couple that come to mind. I did one in a friend's sister's bedroom. I did a tree with like brush and some spray paint. So that was one. And then, I've done a couple like residential stuff early on where people are like, hey, I have a wall. And, just trial and error kind of approach again. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think of it as like a residential interior mural design,
Sure.
but we're here in your studio space right now, and your office has a really awesome design in there.
Thanks.
So, and you have this kind of like angular, like you mentioned.
Yep.
Even the space is called
Outlines.
Outlines. So tell us about that. Like, what is that approach? And you can see some of your art here. It has like very kind of like almost architectural, if you will.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know I like to think that some of the style is driven from my dad being an architect and my mom being a watercolorist. Like, or maybe I just made that up. I don't know. But
it sounds good, and I like it.
I like to think that it derives from that influence early on. But I don't know. I've always liked non-conventional painting or just abstract work. More shape-driven stuff has just always intrigued me. And so in like about 2008, 2009 is when I really started to push that style. And so I've just been fine-tuning it ever since. Yeah.
So I came to know your art through 507.
Okay.
Who we're big fans of the coffee shop
Shout
here
out
on the podcast. And you have a mural in their space on Arbalace, and then also the art on the cup. I don't know if that's still there, but that was those, what would you call that, angular?
Abstract graffiti art.
Abstract graffiti art.
That's probably what I would label it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a mural in there in both locations, the one on Teal Boulevard and the one on Arbalace.
Yeah.
And they were fortunate to ask me to design their to-go cups. So that was like I love working with them. They're awesome people.
How does a relationship like that come to be? And was that like an important moment in time in your career?
It was actually. It was a great, I forget how it came to be honest, but we got connected locally somehow. Someone's like, you guys should talk, that kind of thing. And then, that was a big one because it was in the newspaper, which was great. And, 507, tons of people go there.
Yeah.
So it was like a great marketing. And then the cups is like like a walking billboard.
Right. The exposure that comes with that, especially in this community, is huge.
So I think it was a great partnership with them. I love working with them. We're both like-minded in a lot of different aspects, and it was a great, for the time. I was like still kind of coming up. I feel like I still am, but the timing of when I landed that was like cool. It was like a great experience.
Do you remember what year that first?
I think it was 2022.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Yeah, but somewhere. Okay. Yeah.
So a couple, like 3 or 4 years ago, I believe.
So we were talking before we started rolling about this idea of like imposter syndrome fake it till you make it.
Yep.
It's like when I see your studio space, I see you at 507. It's hard for me to think that you don't feel like you've made it, but are you willing to talk a little bit about what that feels like as an artist and where you currently sit in that mentality?
People will say things to me, nice things, complimenting me and where I'm at in my career, and I still to this day just feel like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm still figuring, a lot of stuff out. So I definitely struggle with imposter syndrome, but I'm trying to get better at like, remaining humble, but also talking like I know what I'm doing, so to speak.
Yeah.
So trying to find that balance can be tricky. I think a lot of creative people struggle with that feeling, So it's probably a common feeling.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, you're saying it's like you realize that nobody really knows what they're doing. We're all just going to like figure it out as we go along. And when it comes to art, I'm curious your thoughts on like artist as just purely a creative versus artist as a entrepreneur or as a business. You mentioned Dan as a business partner. Like what do you see as your business? Obviously selling art is part of it, but is there another component to that?
Sure. I mean, my main focus, not my main focus, but my latest focus is to have a retail-driven product because I do a lot of large-scale murals and big paintings, and I do all different sizes of paintings, but I like to paint large, so I have a lot of large work, murals, canvases, but I'm trying to shift into retail mode where I have the shirt I'm wearing, I'm dropping next week.
I noticed that. I like it.
So I'm trying to have some
like a streetwear kind of thing?
I wouldn't say streetwear, but we want to do like limited special edition releases with our designs and other artists. And then we want to do prints and just have stuff that's more affordable for people that can't, or don't want to buy a mural, but they want to support us. Or if a piece is too big, then maybe they want a small print or a shirt that they can still support. So that's kind of the focus right now, is getting some more smaller items, more affordable, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's cool. I noticed the shirt. We hadn't talked about it. I like it.
Yeah.
What is the design?
The design's on the back. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, we can see. Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, there's a design on the front too. But
Yeah, this is the pocket, and then this is the back.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's it called?
Just a Mouse Rawk design.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Mouse Rawk, can we talk about the name?
The name. Everyone wants to know.
Yeah,
what
is the name? Give us a good story, even if there's not one.
Oh, gosh. There isn't, okay, so let's see. I got the name in sophomore year of high school, so 2002. Okay. And it was given to me by a close friend, Chase, who was, a very influential friend with art. My friend Chase got me into graffiti. He showed me a lot of what I'm into now. It was from him. So he gave me the name, which was like impactful. But I was a small kid and I was skinny and scrawny. And then after a night of tomfoolery, we came. So he was like, "You look like a mouse," and that's how I got the name. And then the rock came later. I think it was the following year in high school. People just started adding the rock. I have a few close friends that started just saying rock. They said Mouse Rawk, and they would like yell it in the halls. So that's how the name came to be. But yeah, I've had it for almost 25 years. So, and then I switched the O to an A on the rock to like make it funky. Okay. So people all the time, Mouse Hawk, Mouse Rack, they don't know how to say it. So I kind of like it.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's your artist name. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But your kids call you that at home?
No. Sometimes not. No, they call me Dad. Okay. But yeah, I've been like, there's people that don't know my real name. A lot of people that I'm connected with in the art world, they don't know my real name, and they just know me as Mouse. Friends of mine's parents, they're like, oh yeah, they don't know what my real name is. So yeah, it's kind of funny.
That is.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the art scene out here in the Conejo Valley.
Yeah, let's.
I am sure you have thoughts.
I do.
I feel like there are, so many different organizations out here supporting the arts, which is incredible. Sure. We have the Performing Arts Center. There's a lot of things, but also in some ways, like I'm always still astonished how there's, with amazing muralists like yourself here, no outside art or outdoor art. So, have you seen any differences since you were growing up here to now in terms of the art world? And then also, what do you think we could be doing to continue to grow it?
I think it's changed. It's definitely changed some since I've, started living here. There's been a lot of progress and there's been a great amount of people in the area that want to elevate the scene here. I think Ventura has a great art scene. They're doing a great job of lifting the scene in general. They're doing really well. And then obviously you have Los Angeles, which is one of the capitals of art in general. And then there's us. And we're in this little pocket. Specifically speaking about Conejo Valley, I think we get overlooked a lot. We kind of, to me, it feels like we're kind of the underdogs of the art world, but there's a ton of talented people here, all different kinds of mediums. And I really want to uplift this space and this community. I want to use this space too to elevate the scene and, just improve what people think is art. There's a lot of stereotypes about what art should and shouldn't be, and I just feel like this place needs a little energy and life, and that's part of the reason I have this space, is to help bring that to Conejo Valley. But yeah, I think too, murals, large scale murals, you don't see, you go into any other city and their electrical boxes are painted and there's huge, murals on walls, which, adds a lot of life and value to the city. And that's something that we're lacking. And I'm hoping to help, assist with that change.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I know even when I was interviewed Akbar regarding the downtown Thousand Oaks project, there seemed like there was a desire and maybe a move towards that. And I think that like adding a little bit of color, not to complement the beauty of, where we live. It's 100%. Not intended to like make it look less quality or something like that. I think it can really improve things too.
I think if it's done in the right way and in the right space, it can help enhance any existing space. I'm hopeful that things are going to change and we'll be seeing more public murals soon. So
now, in terms of elevating the art scene and what you would be doing in the space, is it like, because there is a studio, a gallery like that almost elevates the art, or is it also like engaging with younger generations? Like, where do you see kind of the fit?
It's a good question. I think it's a mix of everything. Having a space to showcase artists that maybe people in this area aren't aware of, and then that could be from a locally driven community, or bringing people from LA here that the people in this area might not know. So we want to just be empowering art at a local level and bringing artists in from all around. But we want to just take on any art related thing. We want to just help build the community and
Is there partnerships? We talked about the 507 one. Do you think that is like a important part of kind of marketing yourself as an artist these days, or what avenues are you able to take that don't feel like selling out, but also are like, it's also the balance, right? As an artist is where do you go where it feels like a nice kind of good place where you're getting exposure, but also not.
I think if you have the opportunity to do a partnership like that, if you do it in your way and it's, in conjunction with what the client wants, then that's a win, because you're sticking to your core values, and then you're also, you're providing a service that they want. So I think if you have the opportunity to do something like that as an artist, you should. It's important. It's great marketing, a great marketing ploy. People see it, people talk about it. It helps like create buzz. It's great for the portfolio. And if it's large, it's impactful. So I'm an advocate for that for sure. Yeah.
What's like the biggest challenge of being an artist on this current day?
How much time do you have? No, I'm just kidding. The biggest challenge? That's a good one. I don't know. There's a lot of challenges. Staying focused, keeping your determination, or just making sure you're motivated all the time. That can get tricky. There's a lot of different things.
Well, it brings me, like, how many pieces are you working on? We're sitting, if you're watching on YouTube or on Spotify, you can see some of your beautiful work behind us. How many pieces do you have going at once? And, I think as any kind of entrepreneur, that self-motivation, sticking to a schedule can be challenging.
Schedule.
Yes. And how long does each piece take? And therefore, so how many things are you working on at once?
Right. Well, the benefit of having this space is it's larger than my previous setup. So I'm able to work on multiple pieces at once, which the way my brain works is like, that's very beneficial to my process, because I like to jump around a bit. Like I'll focus on one thing and then I'm like, oh wait, look at this blue. And then I'm kind of scatterbrained, but it kind of works itself out. I like to work on as probably like 2 or 3 paintings at a time. And then I'm just kind of slowly chipping away at each one. And then depending on what mood I'm in, will kind of dictate what I do for each piece. And so,
what's an example of that? Like, what do you mean do? Like, add a different line or outline something?
Well, like sometimes I'll be in the mood, like, oh, I'm really like, I just got some new acrylic paint. I want to, try this out. And then other times I'm like, oh, this would be a great spot to put some newspaper. Or so just the way my brain kind of just shifts into, or I want to use spray paint, or I don't know. It just depends on how I'm feeling, and that will really I work very impulsively, I would say. So yeah, that's part of my process.
And has the newspaper always been a part of the style?
For a long time.
Okay.
I'd say for the last 10 years, I've collected old clippings from newspapers, books from different countries. Just unique material has always been interesting to me. So I'm always kind of collecting different things. I'm like, oh, this will be good, and add it to the pile. And,
that's cool.
Comic books. I use all different kinds of stuff. Yeah.
How many layers in this, for example, in the painting behind us are there?
A lot.
Yeah.
Probably, at least 10 to 15 layers. So it's a lot of, I paint over a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't like that. And then I go over it. But, there's a lot of little, layers that peek through, and I like to use a lot of different materials. This one has oil stick, pencil, paper. There's a ton of different stuff on here. So spray paint, everything. So I kind of, whatever I have around, I'm like using.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And the color palette in your space, there's all variations of colors, even in this one piece. There's, highlighter colors, plus like more muted.
Right.
What's your approach to the color wheel?
So I used to be really all over the place, but I'm trying, in the last couple of years, I've tried to tone that down, or else it just gets too colorful and bright, and which I do sometimes too, but if there's any planning at all, it's with my color selection. So for this painting example, I was like, okay, I don't want to use like a lot of blue. So, and then as I'm working through it, I'm like, some purple in there, some just like feeling it's all like feeling it out as I go.
I mean, it all works together,
Thanks.
It's really beautiful.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it really does. I mean, it's maybe not what you would think if you were planning it out, that all those colors would come together, but it really does, these little pops, and and then you can see how it would work in somebody's space too. Right,
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a unique process.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I appreciate it.
What are you most proud of?
Oh gosh. I'm most proud of my family, I would say, and I'm proud of my family, and I'm proud of this space and my journey to get here. Very proud of that.
Are either of your kids, do they have any?
Both of them.
Really? Interesting. In what way?
My son they both like to paint and draw, but I would say my son is, right now, he's 10 years old. He likes to draw a lot. So he's really into drawing, and that's his main thing. And then my daughter loves painting. She's a big painter, and she motivates me all the time. Like she keeps me in check. Like, let's go paint. And so I'm gonna do a project with both of them in here where I hang up like a big canvas, and then I'm gonna have my daughter paint. And so there's gonna be some cool collaboration projects coming up with them too.
You're the cool dad. Letting your kids just go wild on a big piece of canvas. Here's
some spray paint. No,
seriously, I know. What do you, is there, having had this interest in art at a young age, is there anything that you would encourage maybe parents who want their kids to explore their creative side? I think being creative at a young age is just so important. Even if it's not a career path, it's such a therapeutical process, and I think every kid should be drawing and painting as much as they can. It's such a fun, free, I don't know. I just think it's important. I would encourage any parent to, do that for their kids. Yeah. What's your vision for Mouse Rawk, for outlines, for all of the components of your brand? My vision is just to push the envelope in this area as far as what art is expected to be. I want to really shake things up, so to speak, and just have a lot of projects going on. I just want to keep taking it to the next level each, year after year.
it took me a long time to get to have a space like this. So this was like a big milestone for me. And I just want to keep that momentum going. I just want to create as much as I can, make as many paintings as I can, do as many murals. I want to travel. I'm feeling ambitious. So.
Yeah, I love it. I know. It's like the world is your oyster.
I want to do a lot.
Would you, if you were forced to, would you want to focus on more paintings or murals?
I would say murals, just because the impact on them, especially on a larger scale, is just more impactful. But I feel like having the balance between both is important. I love them both for different reasons, but if I had to choose, I would say I'd want to push the murals. Yeah.
And how would somebody get in touch with you to either buy a piece or maybe commission a mural?
Yeah, so I can be reached at my website, which is just mouserawk.com. You can submit a message or an email to me there, have my email information, or through Instagram. Okay. Instagram, direct messaging. I do a lot of business on Instagram.
And do you share your pieces there that people can purchase?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
I'm on there sharing work.
And because we sat on a panel about marketing for artists together for TO Arts, how important is social media for your business?
It is important. It is, some artists will say it's not and, kind of downplay it, but it's your marketing, it's part of my marketing strategy, but it's not the entire piece of marketing, but it's definitely a big part of it. And it's something you do have to do if you want to get your name out there and be exposed, to different opportunities and to collaborate with other artists. It's, social media is there's a lot of negative and positive stuff going on, but I just try and pull from the positive part, and it allows me to connect with people that if I didn't have it, there would be no way to connect with them. I wouldn't even know some of these people exist, whether it's partnering with, a coffee shop or finding another artist that, has a project that they need help with, or collaborating on a painting. It just kind of, elevates your presence as an artist, and it's very, crucial.
Through social, have you sold paintings to people outside of the Conejo Valley?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've sold paintings to, out of California, East Coast, Midwest, a good amount of states, yeah.
That's great. Okay, I have a couple of rapid fire questions for you.
Oh boy.
Okay, if you had to choose.
Oh gosh.
Do you have a favorite? Like paint or medium, whether it be graffiti paint or spray paint, or acrylic. Yeah, what do you think?
Spray paint is definitely my
Why
favorite.
Is that?
I've always been fascinated with spray paint ever since I saw my dad using it in the garage. I was like, what's that smell? And, it's just always intrigued me. I love how many colors there are. I love the brands, the graffiti brands behind it. Montana, there's a bunch of different Loop. There's all kinds of different paint companies out there, but spray paint it's so satisfying. And I think people, if you've never done it or if you've been painting for a long time, there's something so rewarding about using it. That speaks to everybody. Okay. And so I'm a big spray paint nerd.
I love it. And I learned that there's so many different style of caps, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that changes the way that paint comes out. So
there's different types of tips that can go the size of a basketball to, the size of your pinky nail. So there's all different tools of the trade that help you achieve what you need to do, which is great. Yeah, so I love spray paint.
What is your favorite thing to do in the Conejo Valley?
In the Conejo Valley?
Yes.
Can I say painting? I mean, that's what I do.
You could. We understand that. Anything else when you have any free time? I know you've been spending a lot of time in the studio getting this up and running, but when you have a moment where you're not painting, maybe where you get inspiration? Or?
So I love movies. I'm a big movie person. I love music. I listen to a ton of music. I collect records. I read a lot of books. I'm a big book guy. I like hiking. I'm kind of all over the place, I guess.
Are you fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction. And for right now, it's fiction. So when I first started, it was nonfiction and a lot of biography, a lot of art books, stuff about different artists, but then that transitioned into the fiction world. And so I've been on the grind for fiction.
Any recent favorites?
Let's see. What did I read? So to be honest, I've been in a slump because I've been setting this place up.
Yeah, I get it.
And so I haven't been reading as much, but I really like The Nickel Boys.
Okay.
By Colson Whitehead, I believe that's the name, the author. But that was something I read recently, and that one really resonated with me. It was really good.
Is there a favorite? Do you have a favorite museum?
I went to the Broad twice last year, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a great one.
That's a cool space.
It's free, and that's an awesome one. Beyond the Streets is one maybe to check out.
Okay,
it's more graffiti, urban style.
Yeah. Okay.
So
awesome.
I would check that one out. That might be a little interesting. They do some unique stuff, so I would shout out Beyond the Streets.
Cool. Okay. Last question for you. What's one piece of advice you'd give to a first-time entrepreneur?
Just be yourself and never give up. Never stop doing what you're doing. Stay committed to the craft or whatever you want to do. Just never stop doing it. Because if you never stop doing it, good things will happen. That would be my advice. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
Nelson, look at us here in your beautiful studio space. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished. And I can't wait for people to come in and check out. I know we just had like the art walk as part of the TO Arts program, but looking forward to seeing all the different events that you welcome people. And it feels like very legit in here. It's a cool gallery space, cool studio. Thanks for inviting us in.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course. And I can't wait to see what you continue to create.
I appreciate you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Conejo Valley Visionaries. If you like today's episode, make sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And don't forget to rate and review us. That's the best way to support the podcast. To enter our giveaways, learn about local events, and to find out more about each guest, follow at Conejo Valley Visionaries on Instagram. If you want to share your visionary story on the podcast, send us an email. We are always open to guest nominations. Email ConejoValleyVisionaries@gmail.com. This episode was produced by Cristina Denstead and Justin K. Sloan. Conejo Valley Visionaries is edited by Justin K. Sloan and J. Sloan Productions.